Hello, hello. Happy Sunday. Let's do this, shall we? Welcome to Creatrix Sunday School. My name is Maria Alejandra. You can call me MA. Thanks to anybody who is watching this live or catching the replay. Hello, hello. Today and every Sunday in Creatrix Sunday School, my intention is to help us awaken what I call our Creatrix Consciousness. And Creatrix Consciousness is it's not only a movement, but it's really a way of looking at the world. It's the lens through which we look at the world from a standpoint of understanding that we are creating our reality, and that who we are and what we do really impacts absolutely everything around us. Our reality, our collective reality. And so as part of this Creatrix Consciousness movement, I'm going to be showing up here live every Sunday. I really do hope you join me. And I also have created an incredible community called Rise of the Creatrix, which is open right now. You can go to the link in my bio to get access to Rise of the Creatrix. I really do hope to see you there. And we are working our way out to an incredible live 3-day event called Rise of the Creatrix that's going to happen in February, starting on February 11th with the new moon in Aquarius. Now, having gotten that out of the way, and I really do hope you join me, and hi to everybody who's here. This week that we're getting into is going to be an intense one. I think, those of us that are on this path of really tapping into what's happening, and of course it permeates everything that we're doing in terms of the energy that we're feeling, everything we're consuming, whether it's, on any media channel, whatever it is that you're consuming at this point, it's everywhere, right? And it's going to be an intense week. There's so many things that are pointing to that intensity. And so as I was tapping into, and this is a topic, I'm so glad, Jacqueline, I'm glad you applied. Yes. Okay, I'll be on the lookout for that application. So as part of this, as I was sitting with what to share today in this Creatrix Sunday School space, I was already looking into talking about flexibility. I had even written it down on my calendar a while back. And flexibility and focus are two of what I call, so I've been receiving and downloading these Creatrix codes. And Creatrix codes, essentially, to me, what they are, it's pieces of teaching that I'm meant to share that we're all meant to embody at a new level in 2021 and moving forward. And these aren't things that are necessarily new, and many of you will be like, yep, will absolutely resonate with them because you carry them with you. It's just a matter of, I feel like I've been divinely appointed to bring them to the light, amp them up a little bit more, and call us forward into embodying these principles and these Creatrix codes. So there's two really powerful codes that I want to talk about today: focus and flexibility. Flexibility was the main one that I was going to talk about, and this idea of focus and marrying it with flexibility is the piece that I really want to land and call us forward into today specifically, and as we enter this week. It's a call for us to be in a space of focusing on our vision and focusing on what is our lane and our zone of genius, without distractions and without getting swayed by the circumstances around us. When we are in a space of grounded focus, so much becomes possible. Inner Vibe Tribe, hi! Yes, I'm so glad it resonates. So when we are in a space of grounded focus, and we get to self-direct our vision, and from that space is where we are truly in our power. Now let's marry that with flexibility. I'm going to put something out there that sounds like, I'm just going to go there. And I'm going to say that I believe thriving in 2021 and beyond will belong to those who are able to embody flexibility. Thriving and success in however you determine your success, your harmony, your prosperity, the way you show up in the world, you being able to activate the career, the business, all the things that you want to put out into the world will be highly, highly dependent on you being in a space and embodying true flexibility, like never before. And so I want us to really think about that and be in that space, not only for this week, this very intense week we're getting into, this next couple weeks, but beyond. Why? Because gone are the days when the structures that we thought were so sure are all, in very shaky terrain right now. We've known that since 2020. That's not new news. But we're feeling it even more and more. And so gone are the days when you can just say, this is going to be a certain way, and you have your expectations and you have your sense of like you want to control. Those days are quickly becoming more and more extinct because we are evolving out of them collectively. And if you're here and if you're feeling this and if it's resonating, and yes, that is absolute flow. If you're resonating with this, then you're being called to step forward into a new space of honoring and anchoring focus and flexibility to create what's new. For a long time, I've always used this metaphor of when we work from a space of what our mind is capable of, it's basically like a computer. A computer takes input and processes it. So when you create from a space where it's like you're just taking something and kind of like transforming it into something new, that's almost like a computer program taking input and outputting. True creation, though, the truest form of creation, and this is where we get to really tap into our Creatrix consciousness and activate our Creatrix codes. And this isn't some some hypothetical, like, oh, this is very real. This isn't something that's just theoretical. This is very, very real. When you work from a space of Creatrix consciousness, you are truly creating that which has not been created before. You are in a space where you are opening yourself up and allowing for true creation to be birthed through you. Something that's never existed before. You're not just taking input and outputting it in a different way. It's almost like a recycling kind of thing. You are opening yourself up to birthing what's new. What's new will always be unknown. What's new is something that is outside of your control because it is inherently new. And so when you are really, truly in a space of opening yourself up to creation, get ready for the bumpiest ride. Get ready for your expectations to be questioned. Get ready for your sense of control to be questioned left and right. Get ready for the curveballs. Get ready for anything that resembles a bumpy path because you're being called forth into creating something new. And so the universe will be positioning you in a space where, okay, if you're opening yourself up to being in this space of flow, of focus, of flexibility, of creation, then let's do it. Let's do it. And that will look like you set your sights on a specific project that you want to bring through to fruition, and all of a sudden things are just not working the way you thought they would. That looks like getting a curveball right when you thought you were like on the path and you're like, here we go. Then all of a sudden it's like, oh, no, something else has changed. That looks like getting no's. That looks like getting, or an unexpected yes, right? That causes you to change and to reinvent not only yourself, but the way you're seeing the world. Like, this is what we are here for right now. This is what is being called forth in us. Is it comfortable? Most of the time, no. And I bet that if you're here, you have equal amounts of the butterflies and the fear of the unknown, and also the thrill of the unknown. That's the way I see the world. It's this thrill of what is yet to come. This leaning into the idea that the best is yet to come, and that we get to create it, that you actually have a hand on impacting what happens through who you are primarily, and then what you do, which is an expression of you turning your light, who you are, into form. Your business, your art, your books, your career, the things you share, the place that you speak from. And so today, let's all really think about our relationship to focus and to flexibility. That focus that anchors and grounds us into where we are and the vision of why we do what we do, and the flexibility that allows us to be able to be very nimble and turn and be able to what I call shivot, which is shift and pivot. Feel free to use this word, #shivot all the way, because this is what is emerging right now. This is where we are. And so be prepared to completely reinvent your relationship with how you create things, how you put projects out into the world, how you shift as things come through. Not only from the circumstances that might be shifting around you and you being comfortable to move and shift and actually blossom and emerge through it as a more authentic version of you, but to be flexible because you are going to receive new ideas, new downloads, new intuitive hits, new ways of wanting to do things, new ways of wanting to show up in the world. And you get to honor those with the courage that says, okay, I know, I go. That's one of the mantras that I've adapted for me in my life. I know, I go, like the capital K, no. And I know, I go takes a good dose of that sense of focus and flexibility. I always stand from a place of wanting to marry what I call our inner drive with our divine wisdom. The inner drive that calls you forward into being strategic, into making decisions, into having structures and things that allow you to bring your vision to life. And the divine wisdom that allows you to be in a space of creating magic from a very divinely feminine perspective. Marrying it with the divine masculine. It's basically the two, it's living in that duality. It's living in that comfort zone of being both of those things. And really being a channel for both of those energies as we keep moving forward. And like I said, this is not just some theoretical idea. This isn't the here and now. This is showing up in your days and in your world, moment by moment, choice by choice, spark by spark, decision by decision, obstacle by obstacle. And so I invite you to open up this conversation within yourself around focus and flexibility. I invite you to be in a space of not taking anything for granted. No assumptions. And I invite you to be in a space, and this is something else I was really being called to share with everybody today, is anybody who is thinking that you have somehow missed an opportunity, that you have somehow missed the timing, that you have somehow missed something, that it's like, oh, if only I could have, would have, to release that thought, to release that energy and release that thought. To actually put yourself in a space of trusting yourself and trusting your timing and taking inspired action forward. That's that balance. But if anybody out there is feeling the sense of, I missed something, it's almost like this idea of I missed the boat, like I missed the train, like the train left without me. I missed the boat. I really felt strongly that I was being called to share today that we get to collectively completely reinvent that thought, because you have not missed anything. You have not missed it. And wherever you do feel that you've missed the boat, getting on the train, you've somehow like, oh, there's this thing. I want you to take a look at that today. I want you to write it down, and I want you to get really present with it, because there is valuable information there on what your next actions are that are most likely getting clouded from a space of some sort of fear. There's a resistance there. And we always get to honor all those aspects because they're part of us, right? So if you have that sense of, oh, man, I wish I would have XYZ, I want you to look at that. I want you to write it down. I want us to really be present with it and go, okay, what is this? And what is the fear? What is the resistance that is underlying this idea that I've somehow missed this thing, this wave? You are so here. And one of the things that we get to clear and release is this idea that we've somehow missed out on something, because the work is here. The work is all around us. The work is very visceral. The work is very much in the world, and it's also in our spaces of holding sacred space for each other and of allowing our intuition to keep blossoming, and finding space in community and in spaces where we get to have these conversations and we get to normalize the intuition and the magic in our lives, turning the mundane into the magical left and right, and knowing and being clear that that is how we are wired and that is how we get to move forward. And that is not just reserved to spaces where we are, in the woo. Like, let's bring it into the daylight. Let's bring it into the here and now. And so I hope you found this today supportive. I hope it resonated with you. If it did, please let me know in the comments. And If this speaks to you, join the Rise of the Creatrix community and the event. You'll find the link in my bio. These are free offerings. And if you're interested in sharing your message, please apply to be a speaker. I'm truly desiring to co-create this along with my team. We want this to be a co-creative community experience. And so your voice in this conversation matters. Your offering matters. If you have a certain modality that you want to teach a large group of people, let's do it. And let's do it together. And so I wish you a beautiful Sunday. Let's be in a space this week of opening our hearts and focusing in and being flexible. Flexible. All right. I wish you all so much love, and I will see you next Sunday. Please do comment and send me a DM, or send me a DM if this resonated with you. And I look forward to connecting again. Be here next Sunday for another Sunday Creatrix School, and wishing you a beautiful week ahead. Mwah. Adios, everybody. Bye.